Students, so in the last class you have studied some application of transistor where transistor is used as a switch, and another application is transistor where you can use it as an oscillator. Now today we learn about transistor is used as an amplifier. Where you would have come across this amplifier? Amplifier is very important when you speak, where the analog signal is increased. That signal is increased and then it is given to the speaker so that it can be heard for a longer distance. This is what is there in your television and in all the other electronic things, where here this is what the circuit, which actually this is what the transistor is, NPN transistor. In its common base, common emitter mode is taken. So you have collector, base and emitter, and when you have an arrow mark downwards, it says it is NPN transistor. Okay. So here its common emitter NPN transistor which is taken, and it is going to operate in its operating point. First Q point is found out. Why? Why? Because it has to be having operating always. It should not go either to the saturation mode or to the cutoff region. It should lie always between the cutoff region and the saturation region in its active region. That is why you fix an operating point in which this amplifier can work. Then this is the signal. That is, it is an analog signal which is given. What's the meaning of analog signal? Where the current varies at every point, reaches a maximum and then decreases 0, then it moves to its negative region, again it increases and reaches 0. So this kind of signal is what is called as analog signal. So this is what the input is. Input is given through Vs, but you can give it as an voltage, okay, not as a sound. It is converted into electrical signals, and that electrical signals are given, and this is what is given through the capacitor. Capacitor is nothing where it will have charging and discharging. So this C1 capacitor will allow this AC signal to flow into the base. So here you have a base current. This IB is nothing but the base current. Then this R1 and R2 are nothing but the biasing voltage. Okay. Then you have RE and CE. RE and CE are connected parallel, and then it is given to the grounding. Then coming to the collector current, collector part of it. The output is drawn across CC. That is what's the meaning of that is, this is a single stage amplifier. If you need it to be 100 times, or actually this itself will multiply the signal into 100 times. If you need any signal to be amplified for more than that, we use multi-stage amplifiers. So wherein you need capacitors along through which it will be connected to the second stage, where this will act as the input, or this will be connected to another transistor. That is why you have something called as CC, where it is called as coupling. Couple one stage of the amplifier to the next stage. Then output is drawn across RC, always a resistor through which load resistance is always added, so that you can measure the output. What is this plus VCC? We have learnt in transistor characteristics or biasing. This is what is the biasing voltage, which is plus VCC, which is connected to the collector current. Okay. So now here output is taken across the collector emitter, which is IC. The current IC will be equal to beta times IB. We have studied what is beta is. Beta is nothing but the current gain. So current gain actually is beta is equal to IC by IB. So I get here IC will be equal to beta times IB. Generally beta will range between the values of 50 to 300. It depends upon the transistor. So if I am going to give 1 microampere as IB, then it is multiplied 50 or 100 times, then you get the output current. So if I could use the Kirchhoff's voltage law, then this equation is given by VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RC. But wherein, so now we look into how does it works. So there are two cycles, like one a positive cycle of the input and the next one is the negative cycle of the input. So when that is about the input, okay, so that is Vs. So when you have input where Vs, if it increases means then it is there in the positive side of the region. So in that what happens, the voltage becomes a forward voltage. So in that condition, naturally IB will increase and hence IC will also increase beta times. So what may happen there, the voltage drop across RC will increase, VCE voltage will decrease. So hence the input signal is amplified in the negative direction of a phase reversal of 180. What's the meaning of that is, when you have a positive cycle in input, in the output it will have just an opposite direction. 180 is where you will have a negative cycle. So the output will be in the negative cycle. That is why the diagram, when you have seen the positive cycle where you have it in the input, but in the same time in the output you will have it in the negative region. Okay. So now the negative cycle of the input. Okay. So where it is just quite opposite to this positive cycle, children. Here you had input was increasing. So here what you will have, input Vs will decrease. Okay. That is why I have written forward voltage. If it is backward voltage, it should increase. But I have written forward voltage decreases. Here forward voltage increases. Because it is going to move in the positive direction, it is going to move in the negative direction. So what will happen to IB here? IB will decrease. But though IB decreases, IC increases, the collector current increases. But the potential will decrease and the voltage will increase. So if the voltage increases, then naturally the output is drawn across the RC. Okay. So here again the input signal is amplified in the positive direction. Here the input signal was amplified in the negative direction. Here it is in the positive direction, which we call it as 180 degrees of phase reversal. Okay, right. So whatever you have learned till now is all about analog electronics, where analog signals were given as input and also analog were taken as output. But here the last part of your electronics, I will not say last part of electronics, this enhanced into communication. Digital electronics, that is where computation started. Computation means either addition, subtraction, multiplication and all the other calculators. This gave a way to calculators, then calculators into computers. So computers are basically made up of this binary numbers, which is of 0 and 1. Hence, then the next one was about your communication. Okay. So here, but why did you have two kinds of signals? One is analog signal, whatever we were learning till now. Now the digital signals. But the digital signals are made up of only either 0 or 1. That is, you will take some condition as on if it is going to give you an answer of 1. And it will be taken as off if it is 0. But why did people started taking digital signals was, it could have a better performance and it gave you an accurate answer and it's very fast and flexible also, and the noise level got reduced. It was approximately zero noise level, which was able to get it through digital signals, which is used in the communication system. But it started only from some computation, when I could add, subtract, where I could have it as a calculator, then later on into computers, then into signals. So now moving on to the logic gates. Logic gates, what are these logic gates? Logic gates are nothing but, again, it's all electronic circuits. Electronic circuits which will function on the basis of digital signals, which will produce digital signals, or where digital signals are given as input and output. So here generally any logic gate will have only one output, but it can have one or more inputs. In this logic gates, you have some basic logic gates called as AND, OR and NOT. But there are enhanced logic gates which is constructed using combination of these logic gates, which are NAND, NOR and XOR. Understood till here? So now we'll move on to AND gate. So I said basically for some computation we started using electronics, or we started using the signals, right? So this AND gate, where some operation called multiplication is going to take place, but it is not arithmetic multiplication, children. It's only logical multiplication. Don't mistake it to be arithmetic. Arithmetic multiplication is different. This is only logical multiplication. So when you do some operation called multiplication, it should have some operator. Operator is nothing but a dot. It is represented as a dot, and it consists of two inputs and one output. So this is what the symbol A and B are the inputs, and you draw a line like this, and then how you remember this is, you draw like a D. You have an AND D, so you draw like a D and then take the output, where output is written as y is equal to A dot B. So you are going to multiply here. So moving on to the truth table, that is how do I prove it, how it is going to compute calculations, how calculations are done, where you have inputs A and B are the two inputs. What are the possibilities of it? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are the various inputs that I am going to give. In that, if it is y is equal to A dot B, the answer it gives me is 0, 0, 0, 1. That is, AND gate is high only in one condition. That is, only when both the inputs are high, it gives you an input of high. That is, it works only in one condition, where both A and B are in working condition. If both A and B are on, then you will get output as on. This you will even more clearly understand when you do your practicals, because all these gates are constructed, and then all these are there in some IC chips also. Okay. So what's the next gate, children? OR gate. OR gate. Here the operation which is done is addition. Addition is what I am going to do. Here also it is not arithmetic addition, it's only logical addition. So naturally it has an operator which is plus here, and it also has two inputs and one output. So this is what the symbol, two inputs, the line says that it is two inputs, and then this is OR symbol. How do you remember this is O? One part of O and the other part of R. So both of it, if you could join, what might be the symbol? That is what the symbol of OR gate is. So the output statement is written as y is equal to A plus B. So it has to be proved by truth table. It has to be computed by truth table, where again you have two inputs A and B, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now the output. Output 0 and 0 or 0. That is 0. 0 or 1. 1. 1 or 0 1. So when both are going to get multiplied, you get 1 as the answer. What does it mean to me is that output is high when either of the inputs or both are high. That is, even if any one input is given as 1, then output is 1. So this is different from arithmetic addition. Okay. Now moving on to NOT gate. What's the meaning of NOT gate is nothing but it is complement. So you understood OR gate. Now we'll move on to NOT gate. So NOT gate is nothing but the complement which reverse the input. It just reverse. If it is 0, it gives you 1. If it is 1, it gives you 0. That is why it is called as an inverter. And the symbol is like this, that you draw an input and then you draw a triangle which you would have drawn in the PN junction diode. But in the diode, after this you draw a line, but here instead of a line you draw a circle and then draw the output. So y is equal to A complement. What's the meaning of complement? Is only just that it's inverse. So whatever you learnt as AND, OR and NOT are basic gates, children. So now combination of two gates, NAND gate. NAND gate is called as an universal gate. That you will learn it later, because using NAND gate I can construct AND gate, I can construct OR gate, I can construct NOT gate. That's why it is called as an universal gate. But how it is formed is that you take it is also going to have two inputs and one output. So here you have AND, two inputs given to AND. I said you understand like T. So AND gate. That output is taken as an input for the next NOT gate, and then that output is taken as the net output. So this is what the symbol is. This I have explained you how it is formed. This is what the symbol. You have a D to which a bubble is there, and then the output. So y is equal to A dot B the whole bar, complement, the whole complement. So now moving on to the truth table. So always you have two inputs A and B, where the possibilities are 0 0, 1 0, 0 1, 1 1. So what happens here is, first you will have an AND output, and then it is complemented. So here it's all the output of AND, where you will have high only when both are high. So high. But my NAND gate output is complement of this. So here all you have 1 and 0. So for easier understanding, if you can remember this, where you have got only one answer, then it will be easier for you. So here output is low only when both the inputs are high. In all, wherever you have all inputs are high, only in that place you have a low output. In all the other conditions you have only high outputs. That is NAND gate. Now moving on to NOR gate. So what may be NOR gate is an OR gate plus a NOT gate. So OR, here also it is going to have two inputs and one output. So two inputs given to OR. What did I say to remember OR is O, one part of O and the other part of R joined together. Then you have a NOT gate. So this is what the symbol of it is. So now moving on to the truth table. So again you will have only A and B, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1, and this is the output of the OR gate. So here what do you get? The next is the output of NOR gate. Here what you get is you have a high only when both the inputs are low. In all the other conditions it is 0. In all the other conditions it is low. The output is low. This is how you remember it. It is just quite opposite to this one. Okay. Now the last gate, which is XOR gate, exclusive OR gate. What's the meaning of exclusive OR gate is, it is combination of all the three gates, all the basic gates that you have learned. It's a combination of all the three, where you have A dot B bar plus A bar dot B. So how will you get this? A dot. So if it is dot, then it is an AND gate. Again A complement dot B, again you have a AND gate. Then these both outputs are given to an OR gate. Then in order to get a complement, surely I should add NOT gate. So combination of all the three basic gates is what is this XOR gate. The symbol which is very easier, or this is what is the basic symbol of that, is where you have A and B inputs, and this A is taken to a NOT gate in A complement that you get, and this B is given to a NOT gate, B complement you get. But first one is A dot B complement. So A, from A where it is not getting complemented, I have taken an input. But the next one is B complement. Then from the complement I have added like both using an AND gate. A dot B complement I have got. But the next one says A complement dot B. So what should I do? A complement, from the A complement one input is taken. Then from B, before complementing B, I have taken both is given to an AND gate, which is A complement dot B. But I have here an OR. So both the outputs are taken and given to an OR gate, and then the output is drawn here. Y is equal to A dot B complement plus A complement dot B. Now moving on to the truth table, how it is computed, how it is calculated. This also has basically only two inputs, A and B. So 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. After that I have here both complements, A complement and B complement. So A complement and B complement is written here. Wherever you have 0, it is turning into 1. Wherever it is 1, it is turning into 0. Then very important part of it, A dot B complement, A dot B complement. So 0 and 1. So that gives me 0. So like that it gives you an output of 0 0 1 0. The next one is A complement dot B. So which all columns that you should look into is this one and this one. So 0 and 1. So what it will give you? 0. Then here 1 and 1, that alone will give you 1. The remaining will give you 0. But the interesting part is that at last it is OR in between, right? A plus. So here 0 or 0 0. So here 0 and 1, it will give you 1, and 1 and 0 1. So here both are zeros, naturally it will give you 0. So what here I will understand is that output is high only when either of the two inputs are high. Only at either if this is 1 or this is 1. Only in that condition the output is 1. Otherwise it is 0. That is 0 and 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0. So these all are the gates function.